Our next witness is Gordon Stewart. He's a director and team leader with Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. He's been with the company 14 years, I believe. Originally from my home state of Vermont, Mr. Stewart now lives in London. I'll mention, as a result of our current immigration law and the inability of his partner of 9 years to obtain a U.S. visa, Mr. Stewart was forced to sell his home in the United States and relocate to London to keep his family intact. Is that correct? Please go ahead. Make sure your microphone is on. Please go ahead.
Chairman Leahy and Ranking Member Sessions, I am grateful for the opportunity to appear before you today. I am an American citizen living abroad simply due to the fact that our country's immigration laws have forced me to leave the United States in order to be with my partner, Renato, the person I love. I am here today because, like so many other Americans in similar situations, I believe it is imperative that we fix our broken immigration system, and specifically that it is long past time we treat lesbian and gay Americans and our families equally under the law. I travel to be with you today from London, where I work for Pfizer. I am fortunate to have worked for Pfizer for more than 14 years. Pfizer is a company that recognizes domestic partnership. Unfortunately, the U.S. does not recognize Renato, my partner of more than 9 years. Renato lived with me in the U.S. as a full-time student studying English and pre-law. He was corporate counsel for a multinational in Sao Paulo before coming to New York. In June 2003, while enrolled as a student, he returned to Brazil for what we thought would be a routine second renewal of his student visa. The renewal was rejected, and he has never been able to return to our home in the U.S. For weeks, I left his things exactly as they were the day he left, hoping that soon he would be able to come home. Renato wanted to live and study in the United States. He was a volunteer in our community. Yet because the immigration laws did not recognize him as my family member, nothing I could do would bring him back to our home. So to be with Renato, I commuted to Brazil from New York every other weekend for more than a year and a half. This commuting took a huge toll on me emotionally, physically, and financially. Eventually, I was fortunate to find a position with Pfizer in the United Kingdom. The UK government has recognized us as dependent partners, not a married couple, and we both have the right to live and work in the UK. While we are grateful for this solution, it means separation from our family and friends and puts significant limitations on our careers. The United States discriminatory immigration laws have also affected my extended family of 5 siblings and 9 nieces and nephews, and I'm happy that my nephew from Vermont is with us today in the audience. If I want to be with my family...
You want to mention him just so that can be part of the record?
Yes, his name is Chester Martin, and he is seated here.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I want to be with my family for important family occasions, I have to travel alone and leave Renato in London. In August, I will attend my niece's wedding in California. It will be a big family reunion, but my partner will not be able to join us. Renato cannot even get a tourist visa to the U.S. Imagine what that means. Recently, when my sister was diagnosed with cancer, Renato could not travel with me to visit her, and I could not spend as much time with her as I wanted because I live and work in London. That is the reality of our life together. Last year, I reluctantly and very sadly sold our family farm in Goshen, Vermont, because I cannot travel there with Renato. Our family had the farm from when I was 6 years old, and our parents both died and are buried on the property. Imagine what it is like to own a property that you cannot visit with your partner. It is impossible to maintain a 19th century farmhouse from the other side of the Atlantic. That is the reality of American immigration law for couples like us. I am deeply disappointed that my country has treated Renato this way, and I am furious that we cannot live together in the U.S. Despite the fact that I am a citizen and a tax-paying, law-abiding, and voting citizen, I feel discrimination from my government. The UK has allowed both Renato and me to move there based on my temporary transfer from Pfizer. The UK recognizes permanent partners for immigration purposes, as do 18 other countries. The U.S. should do the same. The decision to move to the U.K. was the best decision I could have made at that time, but I would like to be able to come home to my country, the country that I love. I should have the right to come with my partner to visit or to live, but we cannot. That is the reality of U.S. immigration law. Thousands of other lesbian and gay families are separated like we are. Unlike us, however, they have not had the support of a wonderful company like Pfizer to help find a solution to this impossible situation. The Uniting American Families Act needs to be passed now. I hope today's hearing will be a step in that direction. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Senator Leahy for the strong stand he has taken on supporting families like mine. Let me also thank the committee for taking the time to listen to my story. I am the voice of many wonderful Americans who have been forced to make the difficult choice between family and partner and country and partner. Allow me to add that my company, Pfizer, has earned the top rating of 100% for 5 consecutive years in the Corporate Equality Index, an annual ranking published by the Human Rights Campaign Foundation that evaluates businesses on their treatment of LGBT employees, investors, and customers. Pfizer's chairman and CEO, Jeff Kindler, has said Pfizer supports its LGBT colleagues because doing better in recruitment and retention, in understanding diverse markets, and making Pfizer a better place to work does ultimately drive up our value. However, he said we mainly support our LGBT colleagues because it is the right thing to do. America should also support its LGBT citizens and families because it is indeed the right thing to do. Again, thank you, Chairman Leahy.
Well, thank you very much. I know the area where your farm is in Goshen, one of the prettiest parts of a very pretty state. I'd also note for the record, we talked several times about other countries that have already done what my legislation would propose doing. The countries are Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, Israel, Brazil, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, and Sweden. Our next witness is Julia.
Chairman, I would note, I think in almost every one of those countries they have far more controls than this legislation would propose, but we can talk about that later. Thank you.